Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. It's Cynicalex, and today we're talking about Tier 3 Magneto. Yes, in fact, I did pull the trigger on a new Tier 3. It's not Spider-Man, it's not Iron Man, it's not Black Panther, and no, it's not Mr. Fantastic. I went ahead and got the only villain Tier 3 added to my roster, and I want to give a bit of an explanation before I go into the character, into my thoughts about the character, my build, and then of course, gameplay, world boss, giant raid. Let's see what he's all about. Now, the first thing I want to explain is why I hold back on tier 3ing different characters. I've explained this in a few other videos, but it's good to go over it, especially now because people are going to be in their feelings. They're going to be in their feelings about Tony. They're going to be in their feelings about Spider-Man and, of course, Mr. Fantastic. I have the resources now to tier 3 Spider-Man. I'm not flexing. I'm just proving a point here. Being reserved, even as a whale, even as a player who spends money every update, is important because it allows me, when I want to make decisions quickly, when I want to very quickly tier 3 Sharon Rogers, very quickly tier 3, instantly tier 3 new characters, instantly unlock other new characters, I can do that. And so even though I spend money every update, and even though I could spend more money to do it anyways and just be reckless otherwise, this is how I enjoy playing the game. I enjoy kind of biding my time, saving up everything as much as I can, and then bang, just pulling out the gun and taking a big shot at the end, kind of as a surprise, both to you and to me. It's just the way I like to play. So that is why I didn't tier 3 these characters sooner. Even though I had Magneto ready for tier 3 for a while, I also didn't have enough blast books, to be honest, although I do have Titan selectors from previous packs that I've purchased, so I could have use them. But again, it's that idea of saving as much as you can, as often as you can, until you absolutely need it. And that's kind of just my philosophy when I play these types of video games, when I play RPGs. Furthermore, when it comes to actually tier 3ing Magneto versus anyone else, the reason why I did that is because I'm not saying Mr. Fantastic is bad. I think some people are going to get that impression when I tier 3'd Magneto that I'm saying he's shitty. I don't think he's shitty, but I just, from what I've seen and everything that I have seen, he's good, but he doesn't do it much. He doesn't do it incredibly, better than Captain America. And the primary reason why I would tier 3 Mr. Fantastic would be for better Alliance Battle Extreme scores and much easier Alliance Battle Extreme scores. But the truth is that Mr. Fantastic doesn't apply for the female day of Combat Hero, and Captain America does. So tier 3ing Captain America allows you to double dip into 2 different days, and that's why I mythic this uniform. Mr. Fantastic would only be replacing Captain America on 1 out of 2 days. Alternatively, Magneto can now replace Strife, and I can use Strife exclusively for PvP content like Alliance Tournament, and that is actually extremely relevant because if you guys haven't been paying attention, I'm going to hide my camera here for a second. My Alliance, the new meta, is very, very relevant right now, and we're creeping into the Alliance Tournament right now, and at least if not this week, then in the coming weeks, and hopefully we plan to stay there forever, basically. So I do have to start taking my roster a little bit more seriously in terms of PvP, despite the fact that I dislike PvP. I want to do my Alliance proud. I don't want to waste their efforts, and so I have to build some of these characters a lot more defensively, a la Doctor Doom with the CTP of Authority, and Strife is going to go the same way, possibly Deadpool, and some other characters. So that is my motivation for tier 3ing Magneto versus not tier 3ing Mr. Fantastic. But I may tier 3 Mr. Fantastic in the future, especially if he gets a uniform. I think he could become the best combat tier 3, no doubt, with a uniform. As far as the build for Magneto, now because we're going for ABX scores, because we're going for maximum offense, I went ahead and gave him a 200% damage proc. This was the damage proc that I rolled in a video from a couple of days, so yeah, if you saw that, it's now being put to use. The crit damage is very low on this obelisk, or in the CTP, and I did say that it's kind of tricky to find the right character for it. However, specifically for Extreme Alliance Battle, for the Blast Villain Day, there is another Blast Villain that you can use as a support character. If you guys don't already know, Ulysses Claw provides a 30% bonus to all allies as the marketing skill passive at tier 2, and that gives them all 30% crit damage. So when the characters zone into the level, he will have maximum crit damage. And you can see there, he's already capped over by 15% because of Ulysses Claw's passive. So that is why I was able to do that, and it does make very efficient use of a CTP that otherwise might not be as good on another character. As far as the ISO 8 set goes, he does give himself an attack speed buff, a 15% all speed buff with Magnetic Maelstrom. However, I really like Power of Angry Hulk for Magneto because his attacks are really slow. So if there's any time where this skill is down, you want as much attack speed as possible anyways, because he just has really long animations and you want to be able to speed through them. You want to be able to cancel them properly so that you can get to the tier 3 skills, so you can hit the timing on his skills correctly. Because of all the crit damage that I'm getting from the team up and from the CTP, I can actually replace a few more of these, but I have a lot of crit damage Uru that I don't need, but sadly I just put them there before when he had a CTP of destruction. So I would replace them with crit rate, and also I would replace them with HP, because his HP is actually very low for a blast type. You can see here I'm almost maxed out on all 4 main stats: cooldown, ignore defense, crit damage, and crit rate. So it's actually very easy to max all of those with his mythic uniform. Just a tip, another easy way to max them is to roll crit rate on this instead of all attack. It's actually going to add a lot more damage if you roll crit rate or crit damage, whichever one you need, rather than just going for a straight attack stat for the most part, unless you have very low energy attack and all attack. I'm talking like 10% or something like that on your cards. If you have a little bit more than that, it's almost always better on the 5th gear for offensively minded characters to roll crit rate or crit damage, especially if you're already at the high numbers and you can push it even higher. You know, it can add sometimes 5 or 10% extra just flat damage to your overall DPS. So now let's see what Magneto actually is good for. I'm going to show him off in a fairly difficult fight here. It's a stage 40 Cull Obsidian, and I'm choosing this stage specifically because Magneto's tier 3 skill has all defense down. We're going to go in with 2 supports because he needs it, and the all defense down is going to help me really punch through Cull Obsidian's kind of insane physical or not just physical defense, all defense that he has. I don't know if I'm going to be able to complete this stage. It's actually extremely difficult for Magneto because he stands still a lot with his skills, but I want to show off his tier 3 ability. I want to show off his regular damage, and just so you guys can see what the playstyle is like. I'm going to try to open the fight with a very quick 2 cancel 5 cancel 4. And I do that because 4, 1, and 3 are his main iframes. 2 has an all defense down buff, and 4 gives him not only the iframe, but it also gives him the iframe. It gives him the iframe. I don't know what's going on. I'm being bled, and I'm getting hit, and I don't want to get hit, so I want to kind of rotate through the iframes a little bit more aggressively. For the tier 3 skill, you want to do 2 cancel 5 cancel 6 if possible, and then rain down the magnetism on him. You can see there, the all defense doesn't appear to be stacking, which is kind of disappointing. I got hit by the tornadoes. This stage is probably the worst one for Magneto today, specifically because of the tornadoes. If the tornadoes weren't here, honestly, this fight is a lot easier. But because the tornadoes are there in addition to Cull Obsidian, it becomes a lot harder to go. I actually missed the proc there on the 5th skill. On the 6th skill, I would have done it sooner if I had the timing down. But this is basically how he plays. It's kind of a long setup. You want to really stretch out those iframes though on 1, 4, and 3. So I think unlike some other characters, it really takes comfort, or not comfort, it really takes familiarity with, oh no. It really takes familiarity playing with Magneto to get used to the timing, because the timing on his iframes of 1, 3, and 4, and knowing exactly how many seconds you have before you can cast it again is really important to building the character. Another thing that helps to build the character is being able to see through things. So if you have X-ray vision of some kind, he produces a lot of trash on the screen, as you can see from all the metal. So being able to see through all that metal would help. It actually is very difficult to see what's going on. So I usually just try to pay attention to whatever buffs or debuffs Magneto has to know if he got snared or bled, or pay attention to his HP. And then I also look at the enemy's bar to see what's going on with them. That's just a little tip I have for you guys if you're having trouble seeing what's going on. See, I got bled, so that's why I'm taking tons of damage, and he, you know, isn't charmed. So because he's not charmed, I know that I need to kind of stay away until, well, until I don't have to stay away. Pick up some of these heals here. Anti-Venom is pretty... Oh, wow, that was a really bad play by me. Anti-Venom is pretty much a must here. I'm ahead on the proc, so we're going to try to collect some more of these, and then we're going to do 2 cancel 5, cancel 6. We didn't get the 5 off, but we did get the 2 into the tier 3 skill. This is probably a little bit slower. I'm playing a little bit worse because I'm talking to you guys, but I do think he can clear this stage with... I do think he can clear this stage with good RNG and a bit more aggression. As far as actually proccing his obelisk or his CTP on another skill, obviously you want to proc it on the right skill. When you're doing your 6th skill, you want to proc that with the CTP, your 6th skill. But otherwise, I think either his 4th skill or his 3rd skill do the most damage. 5 doesn't do that much damage in one hit, and because it's residual damage, it doesn't help as much in taking advantage of a CTP or an obelisk. So I would aim to proc on either 3 or well, that was the wrong rotation. Proc on either 3 or 4 in between. But I'm definitely not a pro at using Magneto. I definitely need to do a lot of practice. But he's fun to play, I would say. He's a bit different than a lot of the other tier 3s. He doesn't have a lot of movement on his skills, so you definitely do need to pick your spots. And I do think that Magneto could be a much better tier 3 in the future if he got a small rework to his existing kind of setup, because he has so much potential. If he had a skill, for example, that gave him immunity or invincibility, I think he could be a really powerful character. Right now he only has 1 skill with guard hit, and that's it. He has no other offensive abilities, but you can see he does, you know, a bar, sometimes a little bit more than a bar, just on 1 tier 3 skill to a level 40 Cull Obsidian, which is actually quite impressive. Yeah, he's got 2 supports, but it is quite good from a character who, you know, is kind of not very popular for tier 3 outside of alliances pushing for kind of high ABX scores. So let's go check out some GBR, where I think he accelerates even more. He kind of, not accelerates, he's better. He's better there. So I still can't remember the word that I was trying to use instead of good at, or kind of able, capable. He's just better for GBR because of the damage against machines, and because not all of the damage is focused on Magneto, so he's able to kind of protect himself a lot better. Additionally, the giant boss Master Mold doesn't have as much penetration, so it is, we're actually gonna get the tier 3 skill off here really early. He because he doesn't have as much penetration, I don't think he has any penetration with most of his skills. The guard hit does protect Magneto a lot better, and you can see all the metal flying around. It actually looks so beautiful. I think Magneto has one of the best tier 3 skills for this stage, for this type of zoomed out gameplay, kind of like Thor, where Thor's tier 3 skill, although it's not really that impressive in and of itself, it looks so cool in the GBR stage because Thor flies up. It looks just like the movie. It's just like when Thor arrives in Wakanda, and it definitely gives you that feeling. So we're gonna proc our tier 3 skill here, and let's see how much damage we do. I think we might have been a little bit late. Yeah, that doesn't look like it's the right amount of damage, but that's okay. We're gonna keep going here. Get our 5th skill. Try to proc on 3. We procced on 3. The 1, the 2. Okay. Dodge that. Do that. Do the 3 again. There's the damage proc. 1. And we're gonna be ready here to go. Here we go. Really soon here. 2, 4. And we're gonna pop the 3rd skill. The tier 3 skill, rather. The 3rd skill, Hopefully we can take him down here. There we go. That's a lot better. So how much damage we do there in the first about minute and a half? We did about 20 million damage. That's actually quite impressive. It's a bit slower than some other characters, but it's definitely on pace to be, you know, quite handy for giant boss raid. Definitely able to solo, especially when you give him a high, you know, crit damage proc obelisk, or if you can afford to give him a CTP, that's definitely something, because he has so many hits on his tier 3 skill. It definitely adds up. And imagine if the giant boss could be attacked by, or could be affected by all defense down, because remember, he's got all defense down, I think up to 80 or close to 100% on his tier 3 skill, like Deadpool. So they have that in common, and we know how powerful that can be against world bosses. That's also why, oh, I wanted to show it off against Cull Obsidian. It also makes him usable against Corvus as well. But here we go, pop the skill again. I'm not sure if it did the right amount. I don't know what to look for with the damage, but I am stuck. I was stuck kind of floating up in the air. The good thing about his... Ugh, that wasn't a lot of damage at all. The good thing about his tier 3 skill is that it has iframe ignore. The bad thing I would say about his tier 3 skill is that it has no iframe itself. So although... Oh, that's going to hurt. I'm almost dead. Okay, I have to switch. I'm playing really badly, no doubt. I'm not really getting a lot of help from my teammates either. Oh, one of them's just straight up dead. There's his corpse right there. Okay, well, Shuri's almost dead. Even though, oh wow, it's, okay, yeah, they're about to die. Alright, let's try to figure this out here. Proc your tier 3 skill, here we go. Do a lot of damage, basically have to carry this all by yourself. You're made of metal, you're Magneto, you can control metal, so you should be able to beat Master Mold really easily. That honestly didn't do a lot of damage, it's like 5 bars, so we're gonna have to try this again. A lot of lag though, that kind of sucks. I almost, because I missed so many damage procs, I can almost get the... I hope he doesn't target me with that. Oh, he is targeting me with that. Okay, great. I basically get to cancel my own tier 3 skill because the only thing that I said that was good about GBR for Magneto, that I don't get targeted because my teammates are around to take the attention away from me, isn't true anymore because my teammates all decided to die within the first like 2 seconds of the fight. Oh wow, and then I switch in and I got smacked by 15,000 damage. This is honestly not going too well, but I want to kind of stick it out for you guys to show you that Magneto is capable of doing this. I just need to play a little bit more carefully, and I need to not die. That's kind of the important part here. I need to pay attention to the signs here, and I need to really pick my spots for the tier 3 skill, because as much damage as it does, if I die, I'm not going to be able to do any damage, so that's important as well. Okay, he's recovering HP, that's good. We're in kind of the last few stages here of the battle. We're taking down his HP pretty nicely. I'm actually going to switch here, because it's going to heal Magneto, because I got the VIP heal, and he's jumping up in the air anyway, so I'm not going to be able to hit him for the majority of the time. This sets us up really nicely to just come in under here and begin our tier 3 skill. Again, we're a little bit late. We could have canceled the 5 a little bit more effectively, but I think we can do it. I have faith. If you have faith in Magneto, let me know. And if you don't, let me know why. Also, how many times do you get disconnected from GBR per day? Tell me about it. Please don't do the skill where you pump the ground. There we go. Tier 3 skill, 5 bars, please. Excuse me, I'd like to order 5 bars of GBR damage. Hi there. Oh, that's bad. Okay, we had to switch there. Wasp is basically a crucial third piece here, because the debuff is absolutely a necessity. All right, no one's left. Actually, I'm surprised. I just noticed no one. Both these guys died, but they're sticking around. I'm impressed. I will say that I am impressed that they didn't give up despite the fact that they both died. Oh wow, he's doing that again. Oh man, I just canceled the tier 3 skill again. I'm playing so badly. I'm so hype. I'm so like I'm so eager. There's finally the English word I'm looking for. I'm so eager to use Magneto's tier 3 skill that I use it at the worst time, and then I have to cancel it because I have to switch out. So bad. I could have been done by now. But yeah, I am impressed that the people, despite the fact that they died, they didn't leave. So that is definitely something. I guess they have faith in Magneto, so I kind of answered my own question there. We're going to be able to pop the tier 3 skill here. We're not going to get interrupted. So I think you definitely kind of have to pick your spots with Magneto. We definitely could have finished this faster, but we do end up finishing it. He carries. It took a while, I'm not going to lie, but I think I could have done it instead of an 8-minute, or instead of 7 minutes, I think I could have done it in 5 or 6 with much better timing. I did use 1 boost point reward, that's why I got a few extra drops here, but 60 million damage. He carries it, you know, with a few switches, with a decent team. He can definitely do it on his own, which is a nice added bonus for Magneto tier 3. So that's my build for Magneto. Those are my thoughts. That was my reasoning for why I got him to tier 3. He also removes elasticity because of the bleed effect, but it's that 80% all defense that you're really looking for. Let me know what you guys think of tier 3 Magneto. Let me know what you think of his damage and the overall build, and what they could do to make him even better with a future uniform. I know he just got one, but still. Subscribe if you enjoy the content. Hit me up on Twitch for live content. And of course, if you like what you see, I hope to see you again tomorrow. Take care.